I'm Lisa Robinson. Welcome to HobbyCorner. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make jewelry at your kitchen table for those special occasions. First, let's take a look at the equipment we're going to be using. First, we have our magnifier for seeing detailed stuff. We have our scissors for trimming and clipping. We have 2 sets of tweezers for picking up smaller beads and oddly shaped beads. 3 sets of pliers for different types of work on our wire. We have our safety knife and extra crimps just in case they're needed. And to hold stones in place, we have our hypo cement. In our kit today, we have our earring mounts, our clasps and jump rings, crimps, earring hooks, spacer beads, 2 different types and sizes of pins, chain, 2 different kinds of tiger tail in gold and copper, a variety of different glass beads, our brooch and pendant mounts, and last but not least, we have our large glass pendant piece. To start with, we're going to take our tiger tail wire. We're going to measure it out 18 inches. We're going to cut it. Then we're going to add the ends of our clasp to it, crimping it down with 1 crimp. And we have to find the end of the tiger tail. There we are. Once we have our wire loose and we can measure it out, we're going to measure it. I'm just going to undo it, 18 inches. And then we will take our pliers and we'll cut it. And we'll set this aside. Now, we have our wire end here. We're going to take this and we're going to actually string it through here, putting a crimp on the end. Now, because the crimps are small, you'll see that they're very tiny. We're going to then take and put this piece back through. You want to have a little bit of a hangover on it. So we'll pull that tight, pull it tight. So it's actually up against the jump ring. Now that we have that and we have our overhang, we're going to take our pliers and we're going to actually go to the flat part of the wire, of the pliers, and we're going to press hard. That crimps the bead, flattening it out and holding your wire tight. Now that we've done that, we're going to take and add our beads. Okay, now we're going to take our beads. We're going to start stringing our beads onto our wire. Now that we have this bead here, I'm going to choose 7 or 8 more beads. We're going to string them on and then measure. Once we have these beads on our necklace and we've measured, we will then add another layer. Now we want to be consistent with what we're doing. I've chosen to go in the green, orange, light green pattern, so that's what I'm going to repeat in reverse. There, we have got 6 beads added to there, and we're just going to measure very quickly. Okay, now that we've got at least 2.5 inches on our necklace, I'm going to take and put a spacer in between this set of beads. So we're putting one of our copper spacers in here. And once again repeat the pattern. Make sure you keep repeating. And add in your spacer. Now, before we put our pendant on, we're going to need to create a jump ring. So we're going to take one of our pins, and we're actually going to take and string it through, grabbing our pliers. We're going to actually create a large jump ring for our pendant. Once we've pulled that through and twisted it back, we now have our pendant ready to string onto our necklace. Taking our other square bead, and a copper spacer, we're going to repeat our pattern all the way to the other end. Make sure that you repeat your pattern all the way to the end of the necklace. Now we're at the end of our project. We're going to take our crimp, the last one we pulled out. We're going to put it onto our wire. We're going to take the other end of our necklace and we're going to string it through the second jump ring that was on the other side. And now we're going to take and put our wire back through the crimp so that we've created a loop. Once we get that done, we're going to string it through, pulling it as tight as we can, and we feel that we can get it to in as where it's going to tighten down. Then we're going to take our pliers and we're going to reach in and we're going to take that crimp and we're going to squish it and flatten it out. Make sure you put enough pressure so that it gets flattened out. Now you'll have a bit of excess wire. You're going to want to trim that off. And what you have is your completed project. This concludes our episode on jewelry making. I hope you enjoyed your time here at HobbyCorner. Join us next week for soap making.